Hello and welcome back to the 7th video in the Lua learning series. It's important that you have a basic understanding of tables before you continue to the next for loop. So I'll be covering tables today. Okay, as always, script, part, or you don't even need a part, you just need a script. So you can think of a table as a list. It stores a whole bunch of information, and each element of that list has something that you can reference it by. So how do you create a table? First, create a variable, call it whatever. I'll call mine tab. And then you indicate that something is a table by using curly brackets, like that. Now, tables can contain an infinite number of elements, and then you separate each element by a comma. You can put strings, you can put numbers, color values, vectors, doesn't matter. And I'm going to split this up here to show it off a little bit better. Now, there are two types of tables. This one uses numbers. This first element here is 1. This next one is 2. 3, and then 4, obviously, and so on, and then so forth. You can think of all of these things inside of the table as children of it. So, kind of like this, right? Like the Explorer. Hello is a child of table, and that one is, and everything else in there. So we can reference it by getting the table, obviously, and then putting square bracket 1. Now, the reason you have to put the square bracket here is so that it doesn't think you're saying 0.1. This works with other elements as well, like workspace. If I wanted to print workspace 1, then it would print the camera. So we print table 1, and we run it, and then it prints. If we decide to print a number that isn't there, it'll just print nil, because there's no element for that number. So the second type of table, which is a little bit harder to understand, is where these elements here are referenced with words instead of numbers. So let's say we want to classify all of these as the data types that they are. To give this element here a name, put in 2 curly brackets behind it, type in the name that you want it to have, so we'll call this one string, and then set it equal to the value. Think of this like creating a variable. The variable's name is string, and you're assigning it the value of hello. And we can do this for all of them as well. So if you want to do it for number, we can do it to that, and then to these ones too. So now instead of printing stuff with numbers, we print the values with their names. So if you want to print the table's color, we can do that. Or the table's number, we can also do that. That also means we're unable to reference one of the values of the table with a number. Otherwise, it doesn't print anything. So why don't we print the color? And there we go, it printed. Tables aren't terribly useful on their own, but combined with other things, they're very, very important to game development. The next video will be on the second for loop. Bye bye.